everyone, welcome to my kitchen. My name's Amanda, and today I'm going to make gluten-free slow cooker creamy ranch chicken in my Ninja Foodi PossibleCooker Pro. And if you don't have a Ninja Foodi PossibleCooker Pro, you can just use a crock pot or a slow cooker. And it's really easy. This is actually my first time making it, and it was so delicious. My family loved it, and it was just perfect. So let's get started. First, I'm going to take 16 ounces of chicken stock that I made, and I'm going to go ahead and thaw it in the microwave. In the recipe, it actually calls for 14.5 ounces of chicken broth, 1 can, but this is what I have, and it did make extra, but it was perfectly fine. So we're using the Ninja Foodi PossibleCooker Pro. I have 3 boneless chicken breasts cut in half. Finally found the one that was cut in half. I'm going to make some baked potatoes loaded with some cheese. I used granulated garlic. The recipe calls for garlic powder, so either would work fine. We're going to need some oregano. This is from my garden. You're going to need 1 can of cream of chicken condensed soup. It's 10.5 ounces. It's gluten-free. I get this from Walmart. I want to say I pay $1.72 for it. I love this one a lot. For recipes, it's ideal. It's really great. I like this one a lot. You're going to need parsley, chicken stock or chicken broth, paprika, 8 ounces of cream cheese. And we're also going to use Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning, dressing, and recipe mix. This is gluten-free, and you're only going to need 1 packet of it. I'm also going to serve some mixed vegetables. I got those from Costco. We're going to start off first by adding our chicken to the Ninja. And I am using 3 boneless, skinless chicken breasts. And I cut mine in half. I like doing this for my family because it works out perfect for portioning it out for everyone. And also, the recipe calls for 4 boneless, skinless chicken breasts, but I normally package all my chicken up into 3 packs for my family. So 3 worked fine for tonight's meal, and it did leave a little extra left over, which will be perfect to make another meal worth of something for the next night. Now we're going to take our chicken stock and pour it into a bowl. I'm using 16 ounces here, and in the recipe it calls for 14.5 ounces of chicken broth. I will link the recipe in the description box down below. Now you're going to need 1 packet of the Hidden Valley Original Ranch seasoning and dressing and recipe mix, and this is 1 ounce, and it's gluten-free. Now we're going to use a can of cream of chicken condensed soup. It's 10.5 ounces. It's gluten-free. This one I get from Walmart. Now for my family size, there's a total of 5 of us. My husband and I have an 8-year-old, and I have a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old. So what I'm making is a great portion for my family size. A 1/4 teaspoon of granulated garlic, a 1/4 teaspoon of parsley, an 1/8 teaspoon of oregano, and this one's from my garden. And lastly, add an 1/8 teaspoon of paprika. And now we're going to go ahead and mix this all together. And now you can go ahead and pour it all over the chicken. Now I'm going to push the chicken under the liquid so it cooks really nice and even, and that way it'll be really soft and tender. And then put the lid on because we're going to go ahead and start the Ninja up. So we're going to go ahead and turn it on. We're going to go to the slow cooker setting, and we're going to hit low. And we're going to set it for 6 hours and then hit start. Now we just wait. And then towards the end, we'll add the cream cheese and we'll cook up the baked potatoes because those we want to do last. I decided to go ahead and give the kids their boo buckets today for Wednesday, October 1st. Because they don't have school on Thursday, and I think they'll be really excited because we have a movie already picked out to watch for tonight, and this will be a lot of fun for them when they get home from school. We actually had walk to school day today. That was a blast, so that was a lot of fun for them, and it was great exercise for us all, and it was just fun. It was a nice cool day, but they're gonna be so excited for these boo buckets. I will link in the description box down below the video of me making the boo buckets with my fall and Halloween decoration so you can see what I put in them. But they were a big hit with the kids. They had a blast, and they've been having fun with the glow sticks and their glow-in-the-dark pajamas. It has now been 6 hours that this has been cooking, It's actually in the warm setting of 12 minutes and 45 seconds over. We got really carried away with the boo buckets. So I am now starting to get dinner going. That's like the last minute steps. So I am putting 8 ounces of cream cheese in. I want to go ahead and get it softened. I'm going to put the lid on, and that way I can go ahead and start working on the baked potatoes. So I washed them up, and I'm just going to stab them with a knife. I have my oven preheated to 425 degrees. Then I'm going to take olive oil and some salt and put it on top. That way it helps give it like a nice crispy skin on the outside. I am baking 5 baked potatoes. I know my children will not eat a whole one, so there will be leftovers for lunch or for dinner, depending on what I do for dinner and lunch, and it'll just be perfect. So we're going to bake them at 425 degrees for an hour until they're nice and soft. I love these mixed vegetables I get from Costco. It's $8.99 for 5 pounds. It's a good amount of it for my family. My family really loves it a lot. And so we're going to use 2 cups worth of the mixed vegetables and just put it into the bowl, and about a tablespoon and a half of butter. Now, it normally says to microwave it with water. I don't do that because I'm waiting for my potatoes to get done. They're going to start thawing just a little bit on my kitchen counter. So it's going to release some water, and the butter helps too. And then when I am ready to microwave it, I microwave it for about 5 minutes, and it's perfect. We're still in the warm setting. We're actually 31 minutes past now. The cream cheese has softened, and I thought, if I left the chicken in, it would stay nice and warm until the baked potatoes were done. So I was like, oh, let's mix it all in. Well, I wasn't really happy with the consistency, that the cream cheese kind of left some chunks. So then I decided to go ahead and remove the chicken. This recipe turned out amazing. My family really did love it a lot. I liked that I kept the chicken whole because I got to portion it out nicely between my family. And also, you can do a lot of different things with this. You can shred it up if you would like to. So now I'm just going to go ahead and put saran wrap over top of the chicken, so that way the chicken stays nice and warm. Because I am going to take my immersion blender and take it to the sauce, because I really want that cream cheese to be nice and smooth and a really smooth consistency to the sauce. Because stirring it just did really not help it. It was really chunky. I kept trying to squish it up against the sides. It wasn't helping. So if you are using a Ninja Foodi PossibleCooker Pro and you do take an immersion blender to it, definitely be very careful, because this is a nonstick coating on it and you don't want to scratch it up. So I had to be very careful when I took the immersion blender to it, but it made it so perfect and creamy and smooth. It was beautiful. So when I used the immersion blender, I didn't put it on the bottom part of the Ninja. I kind of had it hovering so it wouldn't touch the bottom, so that way it would not scratch up the enamel, but it did work out great. It's perfect, it's smooth. I did find like one piece of chunk of it, but that's perfectly fine. But other than that, the consistency was really nice, and I was happy with that. I wanted to try it out because this is my first time making it, and it was so delicious, and it was an amazing meal. Everyone was really happy with it. Wow. The potatoes are still cooking in the oven, so I'm actually going to take the chicken and put it back into the Ninja Foodi PossibleCooker Pro, and I've left it on the warm setting still, so just stay nice and warm, so everything will be at a perfect temperature when we go to have it, but the chicken looks delicious. So I'm going to place that back in there, and then I'm going to put the lid on, and I'm going to check on the potatoes to see where we are at with them. But everything smells amazing. This meal was definitely super easy to make and definitely something to try. We are now at 42 minutes with the warm phase of the Ninja, and the potatoes, they're almost done. I pulled them out. They still weren't quite where I wanted them to be. So I'm going to put them in the oven for another 20 minutes because we're almost at the hour mark. We have now hit an hour on the warm phase for the Ninja, and it's still perfectly fine if that happens. I'm going to go ahead and start heating up the vegetables and then pull out the potatoes and check on them. They were soft, so they were ready for the next step. So what I like to do is I like to slit down the center of the potato and kind of wedge it open to where I can put about half a tablespoon, like less than that, not much. You can portion out how much butter you want per potato, but literally less than half a tablespoon of butter in each potato is perfect. And then I put it right back in the oven, so that way the butter melts nicely and it really like softens even more on the center of the potato. The potatoes are almost done, so they are nice and extremely soft and buttery, which is what we want. They're perfect. So now I'm going to take the tongs and squish them open. That way I can go ahead and stuff them with a good handful of cheese. And then I'm going to put it back in the oven until they're nicely melted onto it. Oh, that cheese is going to be perfect for it. And it's so delicious. I love making my potatoes this way. The kids love them, so this is a treat. They went back in the oven for about a good 4 to 5 minutes until the cheese was nicely melted. Now, you don't have to do baked potatoes with this meal. You could do rice or pasta. Either one will be perfectly fine, and just serve, the chicken shredded up over top with some vegetables in it too. Would be perfect. So this was really fun doing this because my daughter loves baked potatoes. So she was excited that I made baked potatoes for dinner. So it was a huge, huge hit. The vegetables are done and ready. We're just now waiting for the baked potatoes, and I can go ahead and start plating everything up too. And then we can go ahead and sit down and enjoy dinner. The potatoes are almost done. So now I'm going to go ahead and get my plates sorted out. It's almost like playing Tetris in my kitchen. Thankfully, I was always really good at playing Tetris, so this is a huge help in my kitchen since it is kind of small, but I make it work. And I love cooking, so I'm not going to let my small kitchen make me stop cooking because I love it. So now I'm just plating up all the chicken on the kids' plates and my plate, my husband's plate. The kids' chicken I will cut up and portion it out between 3 plates, between those 2 chicken breasts. The potatoes are now done and they look really good. Ooh, I love baked potatoes, especially when you have that melted cheese in it. Ooh. All right, so now I'm going to continue plating up all the plates. I have a little more room now. But look how beautiful those baked potatoes look. The veggies are great. The sauce of the chicken looks amazing. It smells so good. So I'm going to cut up the 2 chicken breasts here between the 3 kids' plate. And if they need more, I can always come back and get more. And then I'll put a chicken breast on my plate and my husband's plate. And the nice thing is these aren't a completely full chicken breast because I cut them in half. I'm also going to take some of the sauce and pour it over top. Now, if you want to, you could add cheese to this. Just take some Mexican cheese or cheddar cheese or Parmesan cheese and just sprinkle it on top of the chicken like this if you want to. You don't have to. It's definitely an option. I didn't, and it was so delicious. It was really good. Now I'm going to put vegetables on each plate. I love this mixture of the corn, the green beans, and the carrots. It's such a nice, oh, and peas too. It's really nice. I really love this a lot. The price is phenomenal, especially for my family. I always make sure that I have vegetables or a salad with dinner or a lot of fruit, depending on, which direction I go for dinner. But definitely something, that's a vegetable or a fruit for dinner. You could see my youngest walking behind me in his Halloween pajamas. They were so cute. Now for the baked potatoes, I like to do a half for the boys. My daughter will sometimes just eat half. I never know. I always let her have the option if she wants it all. She loves baked potatoes. It's one of those foods that's actually really easy for her because she has braces. So I'm fine with that. And so here's how the boys' plates look. They ate all the chicken, the veggies, and some of the potato. So I'm going to put a baked potato on my daughter's plate, my plate, and my husband's plate. And then we can go ahead and eat some dinner. Dinner turned out amazing and everyone was so happy with it. I really loved it a lot. It was a new recipe for me. I will definitely be making this again. And there was actually a lot of sauce left over and 2 chicken breasts as well. So I won't have to make dinner for tomorrow. And what I'm actually going to do is make some jasmine rice, and then I will take some rotisserie chicken that I have in the freezer that's already cooked that I got from Costco because I love to take the rotisserie chickens and then just shred them up and put them into Ziploc bags and freeze for other nights. So I will take some rotisserie chicken and then the 2 chickens that are left in here, and I'll shred them up, mix the chicken in nicely in the sauce, and then I'll put that over the white rice and make some more veggies. And that would be a really nice dinner for tomorrow night. And then I don't really have to do much in the kitchen then because of that. But look how beautiful and how tasty that looks. It was so delicious. Everyone loved it. I love when meals I can have one night and then make it into the next night. It makes it so easy. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day. Please try this out. You will love it. It is so delicious and easy to make. But thanks. Take care, guys. Bye.